The United States Navy has a problem it doesn't like talking about. There aren't enough ships. 11 aircraft carriers. The newest cost $13 billion. Each one needs 5,000 crew members. Each one takes years to build and decades to maintain. They are the most powerful warships ever constructed. And there are only 11 of them to cover every ocean on Earth. Below that, the amphibious fleet, San Antonio-class transport docks, about $2 billion or more each, depending on the class. Big, capable, expensive, and the Navy can't build them fast enough. Every year, the gap between the fleet the Pentagon says it needs and the fleet it actually has gets wider. Meanwhile, the missions keep multiplying. Mine clearance in the Strait of Hormuz, special operations staging in the Arabian Sea, weapons interdiction off the coast of Somalia, counter-piracy patrols in the Gulf of Aden, humanitarian response in the Pacific. The Navy needs a presence everywhere, and it doesn't have the hulls to do it. So what happens when the world's most powerful Navy can't afford enough warships? They build something absurd. A ship that has no business being a warship. A ship with no armor, no missile defense, no automated weapons systems. A ship that looks like it should be hauling crude oil across the Pacific. And somehow it has become one of the most effective platforms in the entire fleet. An oil tanker that lands attack helicopters, launches Navy SEALs, and might one day fire rocket artillery from its deck. If that sounds like it shouldn't work, you're right. Let's go inside. In the early 2010s, the Navy went to General Dynamics NASSCO in San Diego with an unusual request. Build us a military base on a ship and make it cheap. NASSCO's answer was to start with what already existed, the Alaska-class oil tanker. A commercial hull designed for moving petroleum from Alaska to the lower 48 states. Massive, stable, already in production. Take the tanker, cut out the cargo space, and build a military platform on top of it. That is what they did. They added a 52,000 square foot flight deck with 4 helicopter landing spots. They built a hangar below the deck edge. They installed command and control spaces, berthing for hundreds of personnel, armories, magazines, and medical facilities. Beneath the flight deck is a cavernous open space called the mission deck, over 65,000 square feet of configurable area designed to accept containerized modules like cargo in a shipping yard. The result was the Expeditionary Sea Base, 785 feet long, a 164-foot beam, 90,000 tons displacement, a range of 9,500 nautical miles, and a speed over 15 knots. 6 ships were built, the latest christened in San Diego in March 2026. Cost per ship is roughly a quarter of a traditional amphibious warship. Now here is where it gets absurd. This is a warship that has no armor, none, no phalanx close-in weapon system, no rolling airframe missiles, no automated defenses of any kind. The entire self-defense package is 12 crew-operated machine gun mounts positioned around the ship, 50 caliber and 7.62mm M240B machine guns. The same weapons you would bolt onto a Humvee. 12 machine guns on a 785-foot ship in the Persian Gulf, the most contested waters on the planet, and the crew running it split down the middle. 44 civilian mariners from Military Sealift Command handle navigation, engineering, and damage control. About 100 Navy sailors handle combat operations, weapons, and air operations, plus berthing for 250 more, SEALs, Marines, explosive ordnance disposal teams, whoever the mission needs, half civilian, half military, barely armed, built from a commercial hull. And the Navy sent it to the most dangerous waters on Earth on purpose, because the math works. Analysts estimate the ESB delivers about 70% of the capability of a traditional amphibious warship at roughly 25% of the cost. 6 of these ships cost less than 2 San Antonio-class LPD ships. Each one can sit forward deployed for years. The USS Lewis B. Puller has been home-ported in Bahrain since 2017. The hull never leaves. Blue and gold crews rotate in and out every 5 months. But the hull and the price tag are not the absurd part, not really. The truly absurd part is what they put inside this thing, and what they have been doing with it. Start with the mission deck, go below the flight deck, and you find over 65,000 square feet of open space, a warehouse inside a ship. The Navy calls it plug and play, and that is not a metaphor. The entire level is designed to accept standardized shipping containers. Except these containers are not carrying consumer goods. They are modular mission modules, command and control centers, battle management suites, medical facilities, weapons storage, drone operations pods, counter-drone systems, surveillance and sensor packages, cold storage, laundry facilities, and living quarters for special operations teams. Whatever the mission requires, the containers get swapped. Need a mine warfare command center, load those modules. Need a special operations staging base, swap them out. Need a humanitarian aid hub, reconfigure overnight. The ship literally becomes a different platform between deployments without touching the hull. And it gets more absurd. The SimSec think tank has noted that the mission deck could theoretically accommodate HIMARS rocket artillery launchers as weapon modules. Marines already proved the concept back in 2017, firing a HIMARS from the deck of USS Anchorage and hitting a target 43 miles away. Put that same system on an ESB mission deck, and you have an oil tanker that fires guided rockets at targets beyond the horizon. That is not science fiction. That is a containerized module away from reality. Mounted alongside the modules are cranes capable of lifting 11 metric tons in heavy seas. They launch and recover rigid hull inflatable boats, combat rubber raiding craft, SOCOM combat craft assault vessels, unmanned surface vehicles, underwater drones, and mine-sweeping sleds. Now go forward into the superstructure. This is where the ship becomes a hotel. The forward house contains berthing for 100 Navy sailors and accommodations for 250 embarked personnel. Multiple armories, explosive ordnance disposal magazines, a tactical command and communications center, mission planning spaces, a flight briefing room. That is 350 people living and working in the forward section alone. But that is not all. The ship also carries an accommodation barge capable of housing up to 298 additional personnel. Add it all up, 44 civilian mariners, 100 Navy sailors, 250 mission personnel, and 298 on the barge. That is nearly 700 people living aboard a platform originally designed to haul crude oil. More personnel than some guided missile frigates carry in total. A warehouse that reconfigures for any mission. A hotel for 700 people. Cranes launching combat boats at midnight. All hiding inside something that looks like a commercial tanker heading to a refinery. If that does not change how you think about naval power, hit that subscribe button, because nothing inside this ship is as absurd as what happens on top of it. The flight deck. 52,000 square feet of open steel, one of the largest in the entire Navy. 4 helicopter landing spots that can handle the heaviest rotor craft in the American inventory. CH-53 Echo Super Stallions, MH-60 Seahawks, MV-22 Ospreys, Army AH-64 Apache attack helicopters, Marine AH-1Z Vipers, Marine UH-1Y Venoms, Air Force CV-22 Ospreys, plus a hangar below the deck edge sheltering 2 more aircraft. During a single 2021 deployment in the Arabian Gulf and Indian Ocean, the USS Lewis B. Puller operated 9 different types of aircraft and unmanned systems from joint and coalition partners. 9. In that same deployment, the ship logged over 1,200 takeoffs and landings. It conducted more than 80 ScanEagle unmanned aerial vehicle missions. It accumulated over 1,200 UAV flight hours. It collected more than 1,000 hours of surveillance video across more than 20 intelligence target areas. From a converted oil tanker, not a carrier, not an amphibious assault ship, it is a platform that the Navy classifies as an Expeditionary Sea Base, a designation that keeps it out of carrier budgets, carrier politics, and carrier limitations. And it is not just the flying, it is what the flying made possible. April 15th, 2020, the Persian Gulf. 11 Iranian Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps patrol vessels start circling the Puller and surrounding American warships. They close to within 50 yards, half a football field. The confrontation lasts an hour. Radio warnings go unanswered. Noisemakers are deployed. Remember, this ship's entire defense is 12 crew-operated machine guns. No phalanx, no missiles, no automated systems. 12 guns and a crew that refused to move. The Puller held position, did not flinch, did not withdraw. Eventually, the Iranian boats pulled away. The Navy released the video to the world. December 2022, the Gulf of Oman. Puller intercepts and boards the stateless Dow Marwan 1. The haul was over 1 million rounds of 7.62 millimeter ammunition of Iranian origin bound for the Houthis in Yemen. The Navy seized every round. And here is the twist nobody saw coming. That ammunition, seized from an Iranian smuggling operation by a converted oil tanker, was sent by the United States government as military aid to Ukraine. Iranian bullets intercepted at sea were redirected to the battlefields of Eastern Europe. An oil tanker with 12 machine guns stared down 11 Iranian patrol boats and did not blink. That same oil tanker intercepted 1 million rounds of Iranian ammunition and sent them to Ukraine. If you were Iran, would you be embarrassed or terrified? Step back for a second. Ask a simpler question. Why does this ship work? Because the Navy can't put a $13 billion carrier everywhere. It can't station a $2 billion amphibious warship in every hotspot indefinitely. There aren't enough hulls, there aren't enough crews, and there aren't enough shipyard slots to build them fast enough. The fleet the Pentagon says it needs is 381 ships. The fleet it actually has is under 300. That gap isn't closing anytime soon. But an expeditionary sea base? A quarter the cost of a traditional amphibious warship. A hybrid crew of 144 military and civilian personnel running a ship that houses nearly 700. It deploys to a theater and stays there, not for months, for years. The Puller has been in Bahrain since 2017. USS Herschel Woody Williams covers African operations from the 6th Fleet area. USS Miguel Keith operates in the Pacific. 3 ships, 3 theaters, permanent presence. The hulls never leave. Blue and gold crews rotate in and out every 5 months. The ship stays on station while the people swap. Mark Cancian, a retired Marine colonel and senior advisor at the Center for Strategic and International Studies, put it simply. Expeditionary sea bases provide highly demanded capabilities at a cost far below traditional amphibious ships. They let the expensive warships focus on the missions that truly require their full capability. 6 expeditionary sea bases have been built, a class designed for a 40-year service life. These ships will still be operating into the 2060s, and the platform isn't done evolving. NASSCO has proposed an Expeditionary Sea Base drone mothership concept. Take that same modular mission deck, the 65,000 square foot warehouse that already swaps containerized modules between deployments, and turn it into a command center for swarms of unmanned surface and aerial vehicles. No new hull design needed, no billion-dollar development program, just swap the containers. The ship becomes something else entirely, a drone mothership built from an oil tanker hull, commanding autonomous systems across an entire theater for a fraction of what a purpose-built platform would cost. That's the pattern. The Navy looked at the most boring hull in the commercial shipping industry and saw a warship. They gave it 12 machine guns, a modular warehouse, a hotel for 700 people, and a flight deck that landed 9 different aircraft types in a single deployment. They sent it to the Persian Gulf with no armor and told it to stay. And it's still there, still intercepting Iranian weapons, still launching SEALs into the dark, still doing the job that ships 10 times its cost were built for. The Navy's most expensive platforms demand attention. This one avoids it. And somehow the most absurd ship in the fleet turned out to be the smartest thing the Navy ever built.